Welcome back to another Fishing with Wesley YouTube video. My name is Wesley White. I'm the host of Steve's Outdoor Adventures Fishing with Wesley television show and YouTube series. I started making a series of videos to help our clients better pack for the fishing trips that we sell through our website. You can go to fishingwithwesley.com, stevesoutdooradventures.com. You can check out all the resources we have, the trips we offer, and you can contact us at any time. The video I'm going to do today is another one for Saskatchewan, for our Saskatchewan trips. And this is lures and flies and just a little bit of tackle that I brought upstairs to show off exactly what our clients could take with them for tackle on this trip. They have well-tuned rods. All of that gear is good to go in Saskatchewan, but they do ask that folks bring their own fly fishing gear and also bring some lures for lake trout and pike. They're pretty remote, far northern Saskatchewan. They don't always get to the store to refresh their lure boxes, so it's pretty simple for us as the clients going in to grab a few things and head off there. I'm going to have links for almost all of this gear in the video description so folks can go to the Adventure Distributor website. They can see exactly what we took with us and have that gear for their trip. I'm going to start with the lake trout. So that was pretty simple. You saw me on there dropping these T60s and these T55s. These are the lures I took with me. You see me fishing them in the video. You actually see both of these catch fish. These are from Yakima Bait Company. We do have these available through the Adventure Distributor. You can check those out, buy 4 or 5 or 6 of them and take them with you. I didn't lose any, but the paint gets broken off of them and you might wear one down or you might snap one off. Those lake trout are pretty big. Another lure that you'll see me fishing in the episode is this 5 of diamonds right here. So this is a pretty simple lure. You can throw this for pike, you can throw it for lake trout, you can troll it, you can cast and retrieve it. It works great in a variety of ways. You can jig it up from the bottom. This one glows in the dark. We attached a little camera to it and we tried to get some eats on camera. Although it was pretty dark down to 70 feet, we did get some eats on camera. You can see that in the episode as well. This was a great lure to have, although not totally necessary, pretty affordable, and just overall good for your lure box anyways. Next up, I have pike fishing. That pretty much covered lake trout. Very simple. There's not a lot going on there. I didn't fly fish for them, but if you bring a tungsten line and you bring some big streamers, I'm sure you could spend some time dredging the bottom and looking to get lake trout on the fly. Totally possible. Moving on to pike, I've got some simple hard baits here, some Rapala and some little crankbaits, little lipless. This one has a lip to it. It's in the perch coloration. I fished this one a bunch. You can actually still see the wire leader attached to it from that trip. This one's a new one that I bought. It would work great for walleye and for pike. It's kind of a smaller presentation. It's less likely to scare the fish away if you've got really sunny conditions or conditions where you want to throw something smaller. This is lipless. Neither of these are going to dive very deep after casted out and retrieved. That's kind of what you want. It's not super deep where those pike are at, and you don't want to end up down in the weeds or dragging through the mud. You want to be kind of in the middle or near the surface because pike will hit stuff off the top. That moves us to the next fly, or excuse me, lure that I have for pike, and that is a silicone topwater frog. When they bite, it compresses right here, drives those hooks straight into their mouth. And I actually did throw this on the fly rod. I threw it on the lure rod. I fished it in Saskatchewan. I fished it in Alaska, both for pike. And it's a great, really affordable silicone topwater frog. I'll see if I can get the link to that in the bio down below. But you can take topwater presentations. You can take swim baits, crankbaits, lipless, lipped, topwater. Bring a variety of stuff. If you're an experienced pike fisherman, if you need some recommendations, give me a holler. I'd be happy to help you out and get your tackle box suited for this trip. Sticking with the lures, I've got some stuff for walleye, although I did not catch a walleye on that trip. I've got this little hot shot right here. I fished this a bunch. We didn't use a lot of the footage because, again, I didn't catch a walleye on this trip. It was a little late in the season, but they do have 25 to 30 inch walleye in that large trophy range and everything below that. This is a little tiny diving bait. It floats when you stop retrieving it and it dives as you retrieve it. Single treble hook, large lip on it, tunable so that you can fix it if it's swimming one way or the other. This is a great lure. My guide had one. I have them. They're called the Hot Shot. Again, I'll try to get those linked down below so that folks can pick that up. We've got a lot of stuff available in the Adventure Distributor website, and we're trying to add more every single day so that folks can pick up basically everything that you would find on any major retailer's website. Moving along to grayling. I fished flies for grayling. I did not fish lures for them, but they certainly will eat a variety of lures on light tackle. What I've got here, a little 2-inch black grub with a red jig head. Very simple little lure. Trout eat these, grayling eat these, any little fish, little panfish, they can't resist. Probably looks like a little leech or just a little bait fish, but the red catches their attention, the black wiggle tail, grub shape, they can't really resist that. You can throw these for grayling. Another option you could throw for grayling, again from Yakima Bait Company, the rooster tail. Everybody knows what that is. It's probably, next to the Panther Martin, #1 fish lure out there for trout and panfish and a variety of other species. These are 1/16, ultra light. I'm not trying to sink them down real deep. The grayling weren't that deep. It was pretty fast moving water they were in. So you can bring a few things for your grayling as well and catch some of those. 3 or 4 different species you could add to your list while you're there and have a great time doing it. So for a rod, if you wanted to bring your own gear, I have a 7-foot medium heavy action bait caster here. 20-pound braid. Again, you're going to want wire leader to go with it, 15-pound, 20-pound wire leader to go with it. Pike have very, very sharp teeth, and they'll bite right through fluorocarbon, and they'll bite right through monofilament nylon. So if you want to bring something, you can bring your own pike gear. I don't recommend trying to lug your own lake trout gear up there unless you really have to have it. They've got a lot of finely tuned rods, stuff I fished the entire time. I didn't even bring my own bait caster, but if I were, this is my recommendation. The heavy cover, it's a medium heavy action, 7-foot long bait caster. It's perfect for the pike fishing, and you could even drop some stuff down for Lakers with it, but this is ultimately what I would take if I were fishing my own gear for pike up there and I wanted something tuned just for me. We do have these available. This is from Cast King. We've got a whole line of their gear on our Adventure Distributor website, so I'll be sure to include that link as well. That pretty much covers conventional fishing. If you need to ask any questions, you can always hit me up on fishingwithwesley.com. There's a submission form there that you can reach out to me. You can call the office. We can chat about fishing. You can tell me I said something wrong. You can ask me some questions. I'd be happy to chat with you about it. We're going to move along to fly fishing. I fly fished for pike almost the entire time. There was 1 or 2 days that I did fish some lures because I wanted to show our clients that it wasn't just a fly fishing episode, that you could fish traditional or conventional tackle for those fish. So I'm going to show you some of the flies that I was working out there. If we do have fly fishermen headed up or people who want to give it a shot, they need to bring their own fly equipment. They do not supply fly gear. It just breaks too easy, and they just don't have it on site there. So I brought along my 10-weight fly rod, and I also brought along my 5-weight fly rod. I brought them in their tubes. They're a simple travel 4-piece fly rod setup. I didn't need anything too big. It fit right into my checked luggage. Some airlines let you carry them on. Others prefer checked. Make sure that you check that out before you try to carry on. We've had people headed to Mexico and other places who have been told by customs agents they weren't allowed to carry those on the airplane. Make sure you check with your airline before you head up. Again, this is a 10-weight that I was fishing for pike, something with a lot of backbone. And then this is my 5 or 6-weight fly rod that I brought for the grayling, so that I had something lightweight to fish for those guys. Links for both of these, again, will be on Adventure Distributors. Winston fly rods, they're basically where I fish all around the world. I take these with me. Really great stuff, made in Montana. I'm a big fan. As far as the flies go, I called this one the Dragon, I think. You actually see it in the episode. I catch some pretty good sized pike on it. It had some extra feathers, but overall it's still in good shape. It survived the journey. Big old 6/0 hook. Maybe a little oversized for freshwater, but I throw these for saltwater fish, Jack Crevalle, or freshwater fish like peacock bass and Dorado. It's just a great predator-shaped fly, lots of movement, lots of body, lightweight and easy to cast even when it's wet. And yeah, you see this one in the episode. It's still even got its wire leader loop still right here on its face. from that trip. I've got a variety of more flies that look just like it. Single hook, little black and gold right here. Again, this is a 3 to 5/0 hook, pretty large predator hook. Lots of feathers, pretty lightweight, easy to cast for a lot of casts all day, so you don't wear your shoulder out. Great flies there. I've got some articulated flies. Now that's multiple hooks. You can see the body kind of bends right here. Got the trailing hook off the very back for those short strikes where they grab the tail. Pike have a tendency to come in from the side and actually hit bait from the side and bite it that way. They don't really eat it from tail forward. They even try to swallow them head down. So they'll come in and attack towards the head. So I got the eyes on there, lots of body, big old 3 or 4 or 5/0 hook right there. Lots of swimming capability, lots of action, and then a trailing hook that's like a 1 or a 2, maybe a 0, like an 0. But that's a great fly for pike, pretty much designed specifically just for pike. And yeah, I can hook people up with information for custom tires. We'll have some flies available on the Adventure Distributor website. Some of this stuff I tied up personally. There's lots of great custom fly tires out there, and if you want to pick up some high-end, American-made, hand-tied flies, we can connect you with some of those tires and get you outfitted. I got a variety of colors of those, I take with me. I got orange, I got white, I got black and chartreuse. I'm trying to take lots of colors because you really never know based on sunlight or water conditions what fish will prefer to eat, or even what your guide has more faith in. Sometimes it comes down to the guide's confidence, and if he doesn't like what you're throwing, he's not going to be confident. If you don't like what you're throwing, you're not going to be confident. So take a variety of colors, naturals, and some wild stuff, and that'll only increase your odds if it gets tough out there. You'll want some smaller stuff for pike as well. So you can see that this one's pretty well chewed up right here. This one went on the trip as well. It's still got its wire leader. It's absolutely demolished. There's not much left of it, but some little bit of bucktail and some flash. This is a smaller version of some of those big predator flies I showed you. This is down to like a 1/0 hook, significantly less body, less intimidating, again on those crystal clear days, or a spooky fish that's letting you take some extra shots at it before it bolts, but it doesn't want a big monster. That's where you downsize, you go something a little smaller, and perhaps hook into that really big fish that's just being picky. So pike will also eat stuff off the top. They love hitting top water lures and flies. We didn't fish any on my trip. I really wish we would have. Once we got back, I kind of reflected on that and thought, man, so many of those fly hits from those pike were right below the surface. They were smashing them only a few inches below. And of course, we know they like to eat ducklings, they eat frogs, they eat small muskrats or field mice that are crossing the water. Stuff crosses the water, baby mergansers, whatever it is, and a big pike up to 40 inches, it's going to take a bite at them. It's not going to miss that opportunity if it's hungry. So I've got some mouse flies, and then I've got a big water walker fly. This one, the back end kind of drops down into the water. The head stays up. It leaves a little under the water that's almost swimming, kind of like how a mouse or a muskrat or something, its back end drops while its head stays up on the surface. And then there's this little tiny mouse fly right here. These work great for trout. They work really great for pike. I fished them in Alaska. I fished them not in the Saskatchewan trip, but I fished them in Alberta for pike. They absolutely love topwater stuff. You just got to figure out the right presentation with it, the right retrieval speed, and try not to snag any lilies because that always seems to turn them off. But these are great topwater options. Again, we'll try to have links for all this stuff available so that people can take these exact same lures, flies, and this gear on their trip and be as confident as I was. That covers pike flies. So I can show you now some of the grayling flies I brought with me. It's your typical trout fisherman's fly box. So I've got dry flies, really small dry flies, little tiny mayflies and caddis. I've got small nymphs that I can drop off the back like a dry dropper rig, or with some split shot, a double nymph rig under an indicator. As a fly fisherman, you want to be really prepared, or as any fisherman, you want to be really prepared for the fact that fish eat in a variety of conditions. They eat a variety of ways, prey items. It's not a one thing all the time. And if you go there a little unprepared, hopefully your guide has what you need, but sometimes you're just coming up a little short. So bring a well-stocked box of flies and lures with you, and you'll be ready for a great trip. I've got hoppers, I've got another little mouse pattern. Yes, grayling will eat mice. I've fished them in Alaska. I fished this little mouse pattern right here for grayling in Alaska and some channels, and they absolutely smash it. They're not a whitefish. They're not a bottom feeder. They have just a unique shaped mouth, and otherwise that beautiful dorsal fin, beautiful coloration down the side, really aggressive fish, and they love to eat a dry fly, a nymph, or even, like I said, a little skated hopper or a mouse pattern. So grab yourself a little fly box, fill it up if you don't already have one done, and if you're gonna go fly fishing for grayling up there, be prepared to switch a few different flies out. Little chubby Chernobyls, little hoppers, like I said, little mayflies, some classics, some ants. Fish love to eat ants and beetles when they land in the water. Give me a holler if you need any help on picking out flies. I love fly fishing. I love talking about fishing, period. And I will get you set up with what you need to take. Last, but certainly not least, I've got the terminal tackle here. That would be your leader and your tippet and your monofilament and your fluorocarbon and some wire. So I've got my wire leader. This is 40 pound. It's a little bit overkill. You don't quite need that much for pike, but 25 will work, 15 will work. Bring wire leader. This is 7x7 wire leader. You can tie it in a knot. You can tie lures on. You can tie flies on. You can tie your tackle on and have that protection. Like it says right here, absolute predator. It's made specifically for predators. I fish it for peacock bass. I fish it for lake trout. Anything that has big teeth that isn't leader shy, I will put wire leader on there just to keep them on that much longer. I've got my fluorocarbon for building leaders. I'll take 16 through 50 pound. I'll take all those little spools. Your guide will have a lot of that up there. You don't need to over obsess. If you don't have all this stuff, you don't have to race out and buy every single item. But having some of it prepared puts you in a better position should the guides run out of something they need, or you end up in a situation where you need something unique. So bring your nylon or your fluorocarbon for building out leaders, or your pre-made leaders like I've got here. This one I would fish for grayling or trout. It's a 3X, 7.5 foot long leader. This is great for throwing dry flies, nymphs, whatever. If I need to cut it down and make it into a streamer leader, I can do that. It still has some taper on the back end. But otherwise, you can find these in a variety of sizes for big fish, small fish, it doesn't matter. Pre-made leaders are available everywhere. And then I brought the tippet. This is the ultimate terminal tackle for trout fishing, fly fishing, is you need that really small size, almost dental floss and smaller size leader material to build out a stealthy presentation. And this would be for the grayling or for trout if I were fishing trout somewhere. But primarily on this trip, you'd be thinking grayling. You need some small tippet for your little dry flies, and you need something to throw a presentation where that energy transfer is appropriate and it works out good for you. So yeah, bring along a little bit of tippet, bring along some leaders, grab some flies and lures. Bring your fly fishing gear, bring lure gear if you want to, but you don't have to. And I think that pretty much concludes the video. I'm going to include some shots from the trip so you can see some of this stuff in action. We're going to have links available for everything or most everything you saw here in the video. And if you need anything at all, you can always give me a holler. fishingwithwesley.com. We built that website specifically to go with the launch of the television show and prepare our customers and clients, people who I speak to every day as the sales agent for Fishing with Wesley, Steve's Outdoor Adventures. We sell fishing trips. We're trying to help people stay prepared for these trips, and I hope this video helps you. Tune in for the next one, and thanks for watching.